We had a great first night investigation, and I do think that we heard a Sasquatch. However, we already have town hall scheduled. There might be a dozen spots like that no one knows about because no one talks about Bigfoots in South Carolina. Well, we're gonna talk about it. Hopefully the witnesses are gonna bring us new information that no one's heard before, so we can find a couple hot spots to investigate.
Pretty cool.
This'll do.
We're holding our town hall meeting at the Aiken County Historical Museum. It was once a Southern mansion, and it sure looks like it. This place is chock full of country Southern flair and flavor.
Thank you guys for having us.
Because there seem to be so few Bigfooters in the area, we suspect that a lot of the Bigfoots that actually do live in South Carolina haven't really run across people trying our tricks. So if you believe you have encountered a Sasquatch at one point or another here in South Carolina, please raise your hand nice and high.
For a place not known for Bigfoot reports, there sure are a lot of hands raised.
We were on a game trail coming back out towards Highway 11, and probably three of the best distinct vocalizations I had ever heard occurred as we were walking out. The best way I can describe the vocalizations would be a low guttural growl to start with that went in and continued into a high-pitched scream.
My sighting occurred in a town north of me in Ridgeville. I was delivering newspapers real early in the morning, and I was driving around the corner, and I come up to a tube to put the paper in, and I saw this thing. Turned around, looked at me, and it was big. I mean, it had shoulders were at least like this. But the thing that got me is when it turned me, I had the eye shine. It just freaked me out because I got the feeling that it was kind of angry. I was like disturbing it kind of, and I just floored it and got out of there. I was kind of shaken up.
I drive down this dirt road pretty much every day. I have been doing it for over 10 years, and around 11 o'clock one night, I had a road crossing. And I mean, it maybe took 2 or 3 steps, it was across the road, but I was within 40 feet of it. What struck me was the height of it. I mean, the thing must have been 8 to 8.5 feet tall. I mean, I was that close to it, and it was massive.
The amount of sightings we gathered at the town hall meeting was a real eye-opener for me, and it made me realize that South Carolina has always been underrated for Bigfoot reports. We heard story after story of close encounters.
I've had a few sightings.
I hear this plop, 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 and I heard this loud, deep roar.
It was blood-curdling.
And I said, "What is that?"
I had a feeling that a firearm wouldn't have helped me at all.
After the witnesses plotted their points on a map, we could see 2 definite clusters, one up in that northwest corner of the state and the other one closer to the coast. So while the rest of the team focuses on those reports closer to the coast, I'm gonna go up into the mountains in the northwestern part of the state and explore an area that I first checked out with the BFRO years ago.
It seems like we've got these 2 areas thoroughly covered. It's very rare that we have an opportunity to throw a statewide net.
Yeah, Chris Cahill's story stood out to me the most at the town hall meeting. I like that one the best. Even though it wasn't fully light yet, Chris got a great view of it in his headlights while delivering papers. If I'd known I could see a Sasquatch that way, I would have never quit being a paper boy.
Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Thanks for meeting us out here.
No problem.
We pulled to meet Chris Cahill, and I was shocked right off the bat. There must be 7 houses within 200 yards, like in plain view, and I'm thinking, this is a pretty odd spot for a Squatch to be. But the guys seemed real sincere at town hall, so there's gotta be some kind of logical explanation.
So that mailbox.
Yes, ma'am. This is where it was. Basically what happened, I pulled up in my vehicle, and I put the paper in a tube. And something caught the side of my eye over here, shape. I pulled in a little bit more so I could face it. This figure was walking along that tree line right there. Turned around and it looked at me, and I saw these big red eyes. It was big. Looked at each other for seconds, and then I got really scared and I drove off.
So you first catch a glimpse of it, and you're not quite sure what you're seeing, and then you turn your car in. And especially that second time, you've got the lights on it. Can you describe just everything that you saw?
Well,
When it turned and looked at me, it was really big. The shoulders especially, I mean, they were at least like about this wide. And the head was kind of, like I said, was kind of pushed in, and the head was kind of conish on the top. I couldn't really see the face too much because there was kind of like hair in it, but the eyes, I mean, they just came up through the amount of hair I saw. They were real bright, and they were about, I mean, from that distance, they kind of looked about like this. I mean, they were big.
And you're in shock.
Yeah, this thing spooked me.
Where did you first see that? See that where the big brown patch of brush is right here?
Yes, sir.
Was it before that or after that?
Yeah, it was right by where the grass is over there. It was right where that dead material is right there, kind of.
I can't figure out why it didn't cut into the trees, why it just kept walking down parallel. I want to go over there and take a look and see why it wouldn't cut into those trees.
Well, before you head over, Bobo, just how big do you think that figure was?
I'd say at least 7 foot tall.
My guess is you're going to say about 8 by the time I get over there because things at dark look a lot smaller.
We're about to find out.
Chris is a cool guy, and he's a pretty burly dude, so whatever he saw that morning, it had to be huge to make him hightail out of there like that. It's really common for people to underestimate the size of a Squatch, especially in the dark. So I bet this thing had to be at least 8 foot tall.
Right about bingo.
Right there.
Yeah, it's just almost 60 yards right here. I'm gonna hold my hand up and have Chris tell me to stop when it's the right height.
More.
Yeah, right there.
I was right. That's 8 feet.
Standing there in the daylight, at a distance of 60-some yards, it's difficult for me to see the details of Bobo's face. So I can only imagine Chris, in the dead of night, delivering the newspapers, having even less of an ability to see.
Yeah, I think what you had that day was like a full-grown male, big stud, you know, buff guy. Just looked back and thought, I'm not worried about this guy. I don't have to run.
Can't say that's a Bigfoot. I mean, I know it was 60 yards away, and it was dark, and you're catching it in your headlights, and you're freaked out.
How do you explain the eyes then?
I don't know. I think Chris's mind is playing tricks on him and turned a bundled-up walker into a Sasquatch.
Well, you're batting 500 because I believe in batting 500, that's an all-star.